Takers. We are still with Prita Ghozie, financial management consultant and CEO of ZAP Finance, talking about financial management tips in 2023 amid forecasts of a potential global recession. The World Bank and the IMF are saying. Now, we touched upon debt earlier in our discussion, but maybe just give us more tips on managing debt in 2023.
Okay. Actually, there are three steps if you want to manage your debt in 2023.
Yeah.
First is always prioritize what you owe. Whenever you want to take new debts, you must ask yourself, why am I taking this? Do I need this or not? And so on. And then if let's say that you already have like a such amount of debt, and then you need to consolidate your debts. And you must try to pay off your debts as soon as possible by try to cutting down your spending. In the method to pay off your debts in financial planning, there are two methods that's very popular. The first one is the snowball method. Simply put, it means like paying off the smallest amount of your loan as quickly as possible. So once the debt is paid, then you will take the money you were putting towards the payment and roll it onto the next smallest debt owned. Therefore, with that method, it is said that it will create motivations for the person, because then you will see that your list of debt will be lessen and lessen every day. For the other one is more of the financially more economic option. The debt avalanche method involves making minimum payments on all your outstanding accounts, then using any of the remaining money to earmark one of your debts. For this one, it's basically more accurate to financial calculation, because then you slash off the highest paying interest debt. However, it does not create motivation for the person, because then they will still see that the list of the debt is still quite a lot. So you must understand your personality, and then you will try to match your personality with the method that is best suits you. Because our primary goal is to pay off your debt. So snowball method or the debt avalanche method, just choose whatever that is right one for you.
Okay, now, of course, going back to the point of the forecasts of a potential global recession in 2023, do you feel like this year is a good time to maybe take out more loans or add more debt, for example, buying a new car? Because as we know, interest rates is the key part of this. Bank Indonesia, they've raised their benchmark interest rates by 225 basis points since August last year. So, with that, is this a good time to add more loans or debt?
Okay. Of course, the higher the interest rate will create more risk for those who engage in mortgage or debt structure with floating rates. So it's quite a dilemma. I must say that if, let's say, this household already need a house, then you have no options then to take the mortgage, or you must wait if you want to pay it with cash. If let's say that you are taking debt with fixed rate loan, then you are locking the interest rate in the high interest rate period. So it's quite a dilemma.
Yeah.
So what I'm suggesting is try to understand your budget, try to understand your sources of income and how secure is your sources of income. If let's say that you have a job that is very secure in terms of sources of income, just try to take up loans that only need 20% of your income. Therefore, if there is an interest rate hikes, you still have room or buffer to get into the highest ideal amount only for 30%. Because if you start with 30% of your income and then the interest rate goes up, then you will have no options then to try to find another job or increase your capacity, then you can get extra income and so on. Otherwise, I believe that you will take other consumer loan just to match your daily needs every month.
Right. As the saying goes in Indonesia, gali lubang tutup
Yeah.
lubang. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess in that sense, for people who maybe have to take loans just to get by, maybe to pay off school fees and so forth, do you have any tips on how they should add that extra debt?
Yeah. If let's say that this household needs that, so I strongly suggest to increase their sources of income. If let's say that this is the couples, the spouse only, perhaps only the man of the house
Yeah.
that is bringing the money to the table, then I would suggest that the wife also needs to, do something, perhaps selling from home, become a reseller or whatever, or take up a full-time job, as long as it brings money to the table. Because in 2023, the uncertainty also still very high.
Yeah.
So I would strongly suggest every household to rethink. If let's say that no, I don't want to work, I need to do something else, just rethink that you need the cash flow. So whatever work that is halal, then can bring money to the table, I would strongly suggest you to at least just take up any job for the next 1 or 2 years. Piling up your cash, your emergency funds, and also your capacity to pay off your loans and so on.
Okay, now just lastly, I want to ask about investing in property. As we know, property prices did go down during the beginning of the pandemic, but they've gone up again in Indonesia. Is 2023 a good year to invest in property, in your opinion, especially with rate hikes and so forth?
Okay, if we're talking about property investment, then you want to rent out your property, then you need to understand the area, because different area have different market. And if let's say the market still needs housing, so you, as long as you are okay with go under the market price, I think you don't have any problem. Because the thing with property investment is the liquidity risk. If let's say that your property is not liquid enough, then you will have enough trouble. If let's say that you are paying the property or funding the property with a mortgage, because if you don't have income from rental income, then what sources of income that you will use to pay off the mortgage for the property investment? If let's say that you're using cash to buy the property for investment, then I need you to understand that please also set aside liquid cash enough 12 months of your living expenses, then you're okay if you want to do a property investment.
Okay, so that's the key there, financial management, making sure we have enough savings, 12 months in your suggestion of our daily or monthly spendings. Prita Ghozie, financial planner and CEO of financial management firm ZAP Finance, thank you so much for your suggestions and inputs tonight.
Thank you.